Good morning. I've just arrived at Brands for qualifying day today. It's going to be a weird one. It's pretty wet so far, but it could dry. So we've got 2 1-hour practices ahead of quali this afternoon. The car yesterday felt good. We did 4 laps in the wet, me and Michael. It's hard to say really where we're at, but you know, 4 laps is better than nothing. It got rained off the first half of it anyway. It was so wet, like a Malaysian monsoon. But yeah, and then race days tomorrow, so all looking good. And yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen today, but we'll do our best and see where we end up at the end of it. Pole position again, done it, and yeah, 2 in a row. I wasn't overly happy with my lap, but you know, considering we were in basically the gravel trap after P2 or practice 2, then Michael put in a very good lap at the end there, and we snuck it by, you know, the finest of margins, just a 1/10 of a second on average. So starting in first position ahead of tomorrow, which should be dry. And I said that last time, I think, but this looks like it's definitely going to be dry, so yeah, awesome. And the team did a really good job to get the damper sorted after practice 2. But yeah, over the moon, and roll on tomorrow. It's going to be great.
This then the car on pole position, James Baldwin and Michael O'Brien. James Baldwin, the world's fastest gamer, and he has made the transition from the sim world to real world racing, and he's made it remarkably well. He's been in 3 qualifying sessions, and he very nearly was on pole position after 2 of them. He set the fastest time of anyone in his session at Alton Park, only for the lap time to be disallowed for a very minor track limits transgression, and that ended up seeing him start 4th, but they still managed in the number 2 car to come through and win that opening race of the season. They were 6th in race 2. Baldwin and Rob Collard make up the front row of the grid as we go, hopefully, racing, away they go, up towards Paddock Hill Beck, good start made by Collard on the outside line, the 2-2Cs Motorsport, McLaren's almost made contact, into the right hand they go, it's a very congested start. Thankfully I think they all get into the corner in one piece and they all come out of it in one piece too, which I was not convinced was going to be the case. Into Druids now, they really pinch down towards the apex here, Baldwin getting away out in front. The race leader, he's about to lap the championship leading Lamborghini. This is astonishing stuff. Yes, he's a silver graded driver and Ballin's a bronze, but that means that Ballin has lost nearly 90 seconds to James Baldwin in less than an hour, and I'm saying that more as an appraisal of what Baldwin's done than saying that Ballin's slow. We know Adam Ballin isn't slow, but there you go, Baldwin's got up the inside, he's put a lap on that 72 car, and we cannot yet count out this number 2 McLaren as a championship contender. If at Silverstone at the end of the year they are in the championship conversation, that could prove to be a really, really important move. Michael O'Brien is still about a second and a half behind Sandy Mitchell, and watching on rather nervously, I'd imagine, from the pit lane is James Baldwin. But Kelvin, that was an astonishingly good first stint from James.
This is the second time you also put the car on pole in qualifying. You've had an exceptional run so far. The stint surely couldn't have gone any better for you.
Yeah, stint was good, tidy. I think that's what all stints need to be, really. You don't have to push like a madman like in quali, but I mean, that was the longest stint I've done in the dry, and I learned quite a lot how the tyres behaved and almost how easy you have to drive the car to get time from it. So the laps I was pushing a bit harder, I was going slower. So it was quite a big learning curve. So I wouldn't say it was perfect, but it was very good. I was happy with it. Yeah.
There's obviously with the initial safety car, your lead was unfortunately succumbed to that, and now you've gone back to second. What's the plan now going forward? I know that Michael's been caught just as quick as he's catching the leader, so there's going to be an added bit of pressure coming from behind as well.
Yeah, well, obviously Michael's out with the pros, so the pros are going to be all over him, no doubt. But it's just one of those things. We had an incident with one of the emergency trucks in the pits, which lost us the lead, unfortunately. But I mean, Michael is all over Sandy at the moment, so I think our car genuinely is quicker in the race than it is in qualifying relative to the others. So yeah, we'll see. I can't do anything, so I'm going to relax and watch Michael do his stuff.
James, I just love how calm and relaxed you are. That this is a complete new environment for you, and you're literally taking it in your stride. So it's great to see. Well done. Back to you guys.
6th place, there they are. The lead margin at the end, 6.5 tenths of a second, and the top 4 cars covered by less than 2.
Don't go wrong. I think that was in the pit stop. Any team that gets a car for the first year, they've got to go through everything setup wise, and it can be a bit of a painful journey in some regards. You have to try all the springs, everything. We at McLaren will help all of our customer teams with information, but to keep it fair, we never share information other teams tell us. So,
and there you have it. I mean, that was one hell of a weekend. Pole, amazing first stint, should have been P1, and it's funny how expectations change, but yeah, we can't all help but feel a little bit disappointed in the way we got P2, but back up there in the championship, which is good, back in the hunt after a pretty shoddy Donington on Sunday. So and funny enough, we've got Donington next in 3 weeks time, so yeah, big thanks to obviously the guys that make it possible. World's Fastest Gamer, Jensen Team Rocket RGN, British GT. Yeah, it was a great weekend, and we're still learning. So at the halfway mark of the season, and we're 3rd in the championship. So if you asked me that before Alton Park, I would have bit your hand off. So yeah, I can't wait for Donington, Snetterton and then Silverstone to end the year. It's going to be a really fun, interesting and exciting end to the season. So yeah, let's get it.